How much money can you really withdraw from Stripe? Is there a cap on your hard-earned revenue? Do you hit a wall after a certain amount? Or can you pull out every last dollar you've made? These are questions that plague every entrepreneur and business owner using Stripe. And the answers aren't always as straightforward as you might hope. Let's start by dispelling a common myth right off the bat. There are generally no upper limits on the amount of money you can withdraw from Stripe. That's right. For most standard Stripe accounts, you don't face a hard cap on the total amount you can withdraw. If you've made $1 million through Stripe, you can typically withdraw $1 million. This is fantastic news for growing businesses and high-volume merchants. However, while there might not be a maximum total withdrawal limit, there are crucial factors that influence how and when you receive your funds, and these can sometimes feel like limits. These factors primarily revolve around payout schedules, minimum payout amounts, instant payout limitations, and country-specific considerations. Understanding Stripe's payout schedules. Stripe offers various payout schedules to suit different business needs. The most common options are daily automatic. Funds are automatically paid out to your bank account every business day. This is often the default setting for many accounts after an initial waiting period. Weekly automatic. Payouts occur once a week on a specific day you choose. Monthly automatic. Funds are paid out once a month on a chosen date. Manual. You have complete control and must manually initiate each payout from your Stripe dashboard. If you opt for manual payouts, remember to regularly check your balance and initiate transfers, or your funds will simply sit there. It's important to note that choosing a payout schedule doesn't change how long it takes for your pending balance to become available. It only controls when Stripe sends the money to your bank account. The initial payout delay, a necessary waiting period. For new Stripe accounts, there's an initial waiting period before your first payout. This is a standard security measure Stripe employs to establish the legitimacy of your account and the transactions you're processing. Typically, your first payout will be scheduled 7 to 14 days after successfully accepting your very first customer payment. In some cases, depending on your industry or country of operation, this initial waiting period might be slightly longer. Stripe needs to ensure that the funds are legitimate and not subject to high fraud risk before releasing them. Don't be alarmed by this. It's a normal part of the onboarding process. Payout speed. How long until funds hit your bank? Once Stripe initiates a payout, the funds don't magically appear in your bank account instantaneously, unless you're using instant payouts, which we'll get to. The time it takes for funds to arrive in your bank account depends on your bank and the country you're operating in. Standard payouts. In most regions, including the United States, standard payouts typically take 2 to 7 business days to arrive in your bank account after Stripe has sent them. European countries might see funds arrive within 1 to 3 business days, while others could take longer. Weekends and public holidays will also affect the processing time, as banks don't typically process transactions on these days. If a payout is scheduled for a Saturday or Sunday, it will usually be processed on the next business day. Minimum payout amounts. You can't withdraw pennies. While there's generally no upper limit, there are minimum payout amounts. You can't just withdraw a few cents. Stripe requires a certain minimum balance in your account before a payout can be initiated. This minimum is usually 1 base unit of the local currency of your bank account. So, for USD accounts, it's typically 50 cents. For accounts in countries using Naira, NGN, it would be 1 NGN. These minimums are very low and are unlikely to be a barrier for most businesses. Instant payouts, getting your money faster with caveats. For eligible users in certain countries, Stripe offers instant payouts. This feature allows you to transfer funds to an eligible debit card or bank account within minutes, often within 30 minutes, even on weekends and holidays. However, instant payouts come with some important considerations. Eligibility. Instant payouts are not available in all countries. As of now, they are primarily available in countries like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Norway, Singapore, the United Kingdom, the United States, and all EU countries. Important for users in Nigeria. Direct instant payouts from Stripe to a Nigerian bank account are generally not supported natively. You'll need to use alternative methods, which we'll discuss shortly. Fees. Instant payouts typically incur a small fee, usually 1% of the payout amount. though it can be higher in some regions, like 1.5% for the US, Australia, and New Zealand. Limits on instant payouts. While standard payouts have no upper limit, instant payouts often have daily transaction limits. For instance, in the US, there might be a limit of 10 instant payouts per day, with a maximum amount of around $9,999 per transaction. These limits are subject to change and vary by region, factors that can affect your payouts beyond limits. Even without strict upper limits, several factors can impact the flow of your funds from Stripe. Risk assessment. Stripe constantly monitors transactions for fraud and risk. If your account suddenly processes a significantly larger volume of payments than usual, or if there's a high dispute rate, Stripe might temporarily hold funds or adjust your payout schedule to conduct a review. This is for your protection and theirs. Industry type. Certain industries are deemed higher risk than others. If you operate in a high-risk industry, your initial payout delays might be longer, and you might experience more frequent reviews. Account verification. Ensuring all your Stripe account details, including your business information, personal identification, and linked bank accounts, are fully verified is critical. Any discrepancies or incomplete verification can lead to payout delays or holds. Bank holidays and weekends. As mentioned, banks don't process transactions on non-business days. If your payout is scheduled for a weekend or a public holiday, it will be initiated on the next business day. Currency conversion. If you're receiving payments in one currency and withdrawing to a bank account in a different currency, there will be currency conversion involved. This can sometimes add a day or two to the process and will involve conversion fees, which can reduce the final amount you receive. In conclusion, while the question, how much money can I withdraw from Stripe, might initially suggest a hard limit, the reality is far more flexible. For the vast majority of users, there are no upper limits on the total amount you can withdraw from Stripe. The focus, instead, shifts to understanding the payout schedules, the time it takes for funds to arrive, and any country-specific nuances, particularly for regions like Nigeria where intermediary virtual banking solutions are essential. By understanding these mechanisms and adopting best practices, you can ensure a smooth and efficient flow of funds from your Stripe account to your bank account, empowering your business to thrive. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.